Hey everybody, as you can see here, we got the new version of Real Racing 3 out. Um, so, 9.0, version 9.0. Right, so as we can see here, we got a new car. Actually, we got two new cars in the new version. The one on the splash screen, of course, is Aston Martin Valkyrie, which we're going to have a special event later on to win this car. It's going to be a legend class car that you'll find the bonus series once you win it. In road collection legend section, there's going to be a bonus series called what is it called? Rise of the Valkyrie or something like that? Or Ride of the Valkyrie, I think is what it's called. That doesn't make sense. Or Flight of the Valkyrie. Something along that line. I'm thinking Wagner. So anyway, right. Maybe that's what we'll have to listen to. So what else is new? Well, we got some new special events like the Federated Auto Parts 400. That is the NASCAR event taking place at Richmond, the tiny circuit that makes you really dizzy because we're constantly going around in circles, right? So that one, I believe, is going to be the first special event that's going to be open right away. And once the game loads up, we'll actually get a better look at what's going on here. But yeah, so that's the first special event, NASCAR, and that is going to be, you can start the event until Wednesday, December 2nd. So that is a little bit over a week that we have to get started on that event. And I believe that has a required PR of 52. So obviously you have to make sure that you have enough motorsport dollars in your bank to be able to afford that car before you get started. Because once you start the event, you have most of these events, they've been giving us 5-day window to complete it. And if the past is any indication of the future, I am anticipating they will probably, offer us 3-hour instant service and instant R&D on tunings. So, yeah, you want to try to take advantage of that by making sure that before you start the event, that you have enough money in your bank, right? And once I go through that event, I will definitely have kind of an overview, so you guys, stay up to date with my channel. Then you would know what the cost to win that car is going to be, and what kind of reward you can expect, and if there's going to be any tricky goals or anything like that. Although typically most events where they require PR events, the difficulty is not as bad. It's when they only have a suggested or recommended PR. You can, I suppose, make it as difficult as you want. That is running with the minimal upgrades, if any at all. So that's going to be the first event. And then I believe the second event is going to be another Formula One Grand Prix event. Let's see, the Yas Marina, I believe, is going to be the next Grand Prix event. There we go. Here, now that the game has finally loaded up, we'll switch back to the game screen here instead of me reading just events off of their website. All right, so first flight, meet the incredible Aston Martin Valkyrie, a hypercar that pushes the limits of performance. Take on first flight, a new 7-day special event to earn the Valkyrie for yourself. Right, and that event, the special event to win this car, is gonna start. First day to start is gonna be December 17th, and the last day to start is gonna be January 2nd. So the event, basically the last most likely the first day they allow you to buy this car is most likely gonna be like January 9th, after the final run, the last day of this special event is completely expired for everybody. Right. So that's gonna be the case there, and the reward is gonna be 175 gold, obviously, plus the car, and 750,000 racing dollars, because this is not a motorsports car. And the car itself, as I said, is featured in a single bonus series, Flight of the Valkyrie, which you can find in the Legends section of your career. Base PR for this car starts at 95.5, goes all the way up to 113.9 maxed out. So that is a pretty high performance car, isn't it? Service time 3 hours, the usual. And if you miss out on this event to purchase or win this car, then the purchase cost is going to be 1,150 gold without any discount. But because it's featured in a bonus series, there will be a showcase tier, which means there's going to be a 20% showcase discount for this car if you miss out on it. But generally, it's usually best to win it when they offer you these events. All right, so that is not the first event, but nevertheless one of the bigger features in this new version. And as I was mentioning earlier, we do have that 2 more Formula One Grand Prix events. So up till last update, we've done 5, right? We started with Spa, Belgium, and then we did a Silverstone, and then we did Monaco in the first, like 8.7 was it? Right? And then we added 2 more in the last version, where we had the Monza, right? Italian, and then the Red Bull Ring, right? Austrian, right? So that's 5 of 9, and we're adding 2 more. So we got the Abu Dhabi Yas Marina Grand Prix, which is gonna be the starting on the 3rd of December. My bad. And as always, you will win if you complete it within the most likely the 5-day time period that they give you. Then you will get to win a free 2020 season Formula One car. And of course, you win the Yas Marina, what do you call it? The tuning setup. A tuning setup, you will win whether you complete the event on time or not, as long as you complete it at some point. Right. And this one is a PR requirement event, so it's going to be costly, but at least it won't be terribly difficult, I don't expect. PR requirement is going to be 125.6 through 126, depending on the team, right? So like, the top tier 126 is going to be for the likes of Mercedes, and then most likely Red Bull Racing will be required to have 125.9, I think, because that's 0.1 lower than Mercedes, right? The base PR, that is. And then like you got your group of cars in that 3rd category and the 4th category, although they're span of 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. That's 5 different tiers. I believe there are only 4 tiers of PR, base PR differences. So, but you get the idea. Basically, the reason why they give you the varying PR requirement is so that no matter what team you choose, it's going to cost you the same amount. That's the idea. Right. So that's going to be the Yas Marina Abu Dhabi Grand Prix 2020. There's going to be, along with the car tuning setup, you get to pick up 50 gold, which obviously with these motorsport events, basic currency is motorsport dollars. So that's 50 free gold, if you want to think about it that way. So that's not too bad. Motorsport dollar reward isn't that great, only 200,000 for completing the whole event. And yeah, I believe it's going to be another 5-day or 5-stage event. And after that, I believe next special event is going to be the first flight featuring the Aston Martin Valkyrie. And that one goes from, December 17th through January 2nd. You can start at any point when you have some extra time, right? I think it's a 7-day, 7-day event. Typically 7-day also means 7 stages. We'll see if it's one of those events where each stage unlocks per day, or whether you get to kind of have a go at full event right away and just finish within 7 days, which I would prefer, because we all know the later stages are going to be much harder. So if you can get through all the easier stages early on, then you just allow yourself a little extra time. Actually, you can allow yourself quite a bit more extra time for the later, harder stages where you can really push the car to the limit. So anyway, that's that. And then after that, somewhere in the middle, we actually have a couple of limited time series. So, but before that, since we have the splash screen here for the Grand Prix number 7, Grand Prix event number 7 of Formula One, which is going to be the Spanish. Yes, we do get to race at Catalonia. So that's kind of fun. Sort of like, what was that? Obviously we added Spa to the venues in this season, along with Red Bull Ring. And this time we get to add another, not necessarily new to the game, but new to Formula One content. So Catalonia. So the Spanish Grand Prix will start on the December 27th, Sunday. So like the weekend of Christmas, right? And let's see. As always, you get to win the car if you win a free Formula One car 2020 season if you finish within the given time limit. Otherwise, you would just win the tuning setup. And plus all that, there's 400,000 motorsport dollar reward for 100% completing, and 100 gold. So they're being surprisingly generous there. I wonder what that means. And this is also going to be PR requirement event. So you still have to, buy your way through, which generally means the difficulty isn't going to be as bad as, let's say, recommended PR events, because your car would be upgraded basically, right, to meet the PR requirement, which, by the way, PR requirement to complete this 126.6 through 127. So that's exactly 1 point higher than the Yas Marina Grand Prix. So I wonder if that means motorsport dollar tuning. I'd assume the tuning should be about tunings alone should be able to get your PR high enough to meet the PR requirement. I don't think they're going to require us to upgrade driver and or team principal, but we'll figure that out. And then, as I said, the NASCAR, the Richmond, right, the Federated Auto Parts 400. So that's the first special event. Choose your team and return to the speedway for another NASCAR special event. Federated Auto Part 400 at the Richmond Raceway. I kind of like Richmond because it's very NASCAR. I mean, it's more NASCAR than I want to say like Daytona, and I don't know what it is. It's super wide and really, really, as I said, small circuit that you go in circles like ridiculous amount of time. So you're bound to, once you have like a full grid of 40 plus cars, you're bound to run into some lapping traffic, and it's a mayhem. It's I find this track to be most fun NASCAR circuit, but that's my opinion. Anyway, and then we got a 10th anniversary of Real Racing 2. So celebrate 10 years since Real Racing 2 with the return of an icon, the Chevy Corvette C6.R GT2. Earned this car in an all-new RR2 inspired limited time series. So this is going to be a limited time series car, and that event will happen on starting basically on the 14th of December, and it'll last for just 5 days. Yeah, it's gonna be a short time that they're allowing us to win this car. 14th through 18th of December, and that is a limited time series, meaning it expires when it says it expires, right? And for the PR requirement, it's going to be 72.1. Let's see, do they tell you what the base PR is? Yeah, 56.9 is the base PR. If you're to buy it outright, it'll cost you 425 gold, and I believe this car is featured in the, I want to say, bonus series. You can find it in the Master section. Anyway, once we get closer to once the event is open, then I'll have the overview, going over the PR requirement and the overall cost, all that stuff, the usual information. So yeah, and then we got another limited time series, and this one featuring an old car, Veyron, Bugatti Veyron 16.4 Grand Sport Vitesse. So this car being in the game, I want to say from the very beginning, this was one of the top cars, and it drives like a bar soap, super fast and super slippery. At one point, I think this car had the highest top speed, most likely until the Venom GT showed up. But anyway, so this event, I think, is going to be the very last limited time series in version 9.0. So this one is going to run from January 5th of next year, 2021, through 11th of January 2021. So they are giving us about a week, and the PR requirement is 84.5 to win the car, plus 45 gold and 250,000 racing dollars, right? And the chances are, because this car, considering how long this car's been in the game, the upgrade tree is more, let's say, a legacy upgrade tree. So there are lots of racing dollar upgrades available on this car before you have to spend gold. So I have a feeling that if you don't own this car yet, obviously this is the best opportunity to pick one up, because the car is featured in so many different series. And then even if you cannot afford it, if you're a fairly new player, then you can just put on some, racing dollar upgrades and try to see if you can pick up a few gold along the way. All right, and we got 2 exclusive series for more recent cars, right? Bentley Continental GT3, and then Ford Shelby GT500, the 2020 edition. So if those 2 cars, if you have fully upgraded in your garage, then you will be able to have some extra series to run through. And we got Dim Mak Takeover. Enjoy the final remix from Dim Mak Records to hit the Real Racing soundtrack. That is if you have the music on. Frankly, I actually like the original soundtrack from way back. I'm not a big fan, but then again, to be really honest, I rarely have the background music on anyway. So, but I do prefer the old soundtrack. I wish they give us the option to choose that, but who knows? there might be some license issue there too, like copyright. Anyway, that just means there's gonna be more livery, special livery, right, for the Academy car. Let's check out some new cars. What do we have? We have some currency offer. Download, sure. Let's get it downloaded. So yeah, while it's downloading, let's see. Real Racing Redux. That is the bonus series that features the Chevy Corvette C6.R GT2. The 10th year anniversary car, right, of Real Racing 2, not 3, right? Because Real Racing 3 started in 2013, right? So there it is. Speak of the devil, right? So this car, you can win through limited time series, and the bonus series is in Master section. For the 100% completion, would have the reward of 74 gold and 74,000 racing dollars. And yeah, we'll talk more about it once we get once I am ready to tackle that bonus series. We'll have the overview of that. And then here's the other new car, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, base PR 95.5. Yeah, that's a heck of a car. And the flight of the Valkyrie. The bonus series is going to feature only this one car. So yeah, and there'll be 75 gold reward and 75 racing dollar motors reward for 100% completing. And the PR requirement is going to be 112. So as you're running through the special event to win this car, that is something to keep in mind. You can, you know, I mean, it may not be a bad idea to at least get the car's PR up to 112, which is relatively good number of upgrades. Yes, so that's going to be pretty pricey, since 113.9 is when it's maxed out. But if you upgrade this car up to 112, at least there's another 75 gold that you can pick up. Although, if you win this car, the chances are you'll probably be able to pick up a decent number of you'll be able to make your way through a decent amount of the series. Right, and looks like we got a sale on the old car, 2019 Ford GT Le Mans. I already have that. And of course, the big thing in this new version is the garage, newly organized garage. So they combined the shop and your garage into a single menu, where you can have a dealership where you go to buy the car, and maxed out cars are going to show up in all same spot. Fully upgraded road cars and maxed out crew level motorsport cars. Right, so we're talking maxed out both driver level and principal. I think that's what they're referring to, right? And if we go in there, apparently we come across Sylvia, garage filter, motorsport cars. Wow, we have quite a few. All right, because we include like all the motorsport cars, not just the motorsport dollar currency cars. Never mind. All right, let's get back. And then VIP cars show up under VIP filter or section. Pretty cool. I got 2 cars VIP'd. The top 2 cars, in my opinion, in the game, VIP, at least on this account. And once you have some special offers dealing with sales and whatnot, you'll see that under special offers section. Apparently we don't have any yet. And then the serviceable, this includes not just critical condition cars, but any car that has some service bars used up. So obviously this car is still in green, but they basically give you the list of cars that can be serviced all under one menu item. So that is certainly welcomed, and they've separated road garage from motorsport garage. So interesting. That's good to know. All right, and then yeah, as I said, the Federated Auto Parts The NASCAR event at Richmond is going to be the event number 1. But before we get into that, here in Formula 1, something new they've added is that at least in Champion Series, they've added Catalunya. So we have a new tier, I guess new venue, 2 tiers. And of course, we had Red Bull rings added in the last version along with the Monaco in the last version. So yeah, I'll have to look into the invitational if they've added those new circuits there as well, because I was a little disappointed in the last update that they didn't. And the road collection, we got a couple of new events or bonus series, as I mentioned during the earlier part of this video, covering one in the Master section. Here, let's go to the Legend first. And then if we scroll to the very far end, we're going to come across the new series called Flight of the Valkyrie that is currently locked because I don't own this car. Right. Or earn 36 or more trophies in Vertex Spirit, which I have not touched yet. So that's why it's unlocked. It's locked still. I suppose if you have it, then if you want all that trophies, then it'll be unlocked. Anyway, then in under Master section, there's the other bonus series featuring the 10th anniversary car. All right, Real Racing Redux, and that one features a couple of other cars in the series, along with a new Corvette C6.R GT2, namely McLaren F1 GTR and BMW M3 GT2 ALMS. So we'll have an overview of those bonus series in a separate video. But for now, yeah, that'll do it for this rundown of the new version. It's currently out on both iOS and Android, so at least in US. So if it's not in your region, I would say keep refreshing. All right. Oh, yes. And one more thing. I sound like Steve Jobs now. The speed or the team challenge is returning. So we're going to have 2 kind of test runs on these team events. I believe both are going to be top speed challenges. So it's going to be, first one is going to be at the Melbourne Vantage car, I'd assume, in a couple of weeks. So, oh yeah, that's extra opportunity to win some extra currency. So there you go. All right, so that will really do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.